favor. This is one more, please. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
Hey, how are you today, Daniel?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. It's been 3 years since I've seen you.
Give or take 3 years.
It's been like almost 3 years since I've been here.
And man,
It feels good to be back.
hell yeah. And so if you're really quick, since we're running the show with two cameras, if you want to say something to the camera, you can always look at me or look at the camera right there.
Okay,
That's
which
gonna be
camera?
your
There's two in front.
The one right
on
there.
the right? That
closest
one's
to you.
mine?
Yeah.
I'm talking to y'all today. Let's
That
go.
way it gets personable.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm gonna look deep in y'all's eyes.
Oh hell yeah! So, dude, before we go into everything, I want to ask you a question. I didn't even have the outline. I thought about it. It's like,
That's okay.
do you think about your outfits? Like you plan it? How did it go? Because my boy got style.
What
Like,
do I think about my outfit?
Man, like you
I'm
got
not-
drip.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be lying if I said I don't care about how I care about how I look every day. I'd be lying if I said I don't care.
Yeah.
So do I plan my outfits? Yes and no. I don't know. I just like I like dressing. I feel like I dress okay. You know, I'm a sneakerhead. I love streetwear. I love street culture. I love fashion. I don't try to per se, but thank you for the compliment, man. I try my best. I try my best.
So there's I always have a sort of a theory or a saying is there's people that wear that wears like it can be something simple,
Yeah.
but they make it look good. And like you wear like not super flashy things.
No.
And it's like it has like a man, my boy got.
Well,
tiene
it's
estilo.
funny. It's funny because before I opened the gym, I was a teacher for like 20 years, and I've said this a couple of times. Like being a business owner now, the last 4 years, I really sort of embraced and kind of been able to live my true self and be my true self, and that goes along with everything from my passion of just dressing,
Yeah.
getting dressed. But I don't know, man. Sometimes you're just born with it, baby. I don't fucking know.
Man, you were called a natural.
Thank you for the compliment. That feels good, man. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. I get a lot of enjoyment out of picking out the outfit that I'm gonna wear. And you're right. It could be just a pair of sweats and a t-shirt, but I own it. You gotta own it. You gotta own it. And you can't be. You don't have to be an old guy like me and not care about how you look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do kind of care about how I look and how I dress, and any opportunity that I get to not be in gym clothes, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, my man. Do it.
But yeah.
How many pairs of sneakers do you currently own?
Oh man, I'm gonna say. The first thing I'm gonna say is I've been a sneaker fan and sneaker collector for years. And I'm also gonna say there's no in between. Either you get it or you don't. There's no gray area. Anybody that you have homies and friends that love their Jordans and love sneakers. Either you totally get sneakers or you just don't, and that's okay. And it's both ways. There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
So I've been collecting sneakers for a long time. And it also comes from being a kid and never ever being able to afford the sneakers and Jordans that you want, growing up poor as fuck and mom putting school clothes on layaway and all that stuff. So as I got older, you kind of oh, now I have a little bit of money, and I don't have kids. You know what I mean? So
That helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I'm not so that's one of the things I kind of spend my money on is my sneakers. And this is embarrassing. I'm gonna send you a video. Maybe you can put it on there. But I do have a shoe room. I converted my second bedroom in our house to my shoe closet. It's fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. So I have shelves that go from the floor to ceiling on 3 of the walls, and it's just lined with sneakers. So how many pairs do I have? Fuck, I don't know, dude. It's embarrassing. I'm probably. Oh man, there's about 4 or 5 rows, and each one of those is filled. There's 3 rows. Doing a little bit of math. I mean, there's got to be over at least 80 pairs.
80? Okay.
Yeah, at least over 80 pair in my collection.
Yeah.
But again, like I collect.
Hey, you work for it.
Yeah, I collect,
Yeah,
and I wear my shit. Like I like sneakers. Like I like this. I like the sneaker culture. I like the streetwear. It's changed a lot over the last like decade and stuff. Like, and my taste has also changed a lot in regards to like the stuff that I like to wear now. Like in for particular brands and fashion. Like I'm in my Dachu era right now. Like I'm kind of straying away from all of my Jordans, you know, that used to be my shit. It still is. I still have mad love for it because that's what started it all. And I don't know. You can tell a lot by the shoes a person wears. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm making shoe contact before eye contact sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like
let me. No, I should have brought my drip.
That's just like a saying in the sneaker culture. It's like, but it's true. You know, like. But yeah, I have probably, it could be over 100 pairs. I don't even know. Like, it's ridiculous and it's kind of embarrassing. But.
Nah, you're good. Hey, you know what? I think you work hard enough to where you got it, and you know.
Hey man, I appreciate that. You know, I don't have any other, you know, I don't have a drinking problem, a drug problem. I don't have kids, so like I just kind of like love fashion and love shoes and love sneakers. So. That's kind of where I spend my money.
I think of it as an investment. Looking good as an investment because smelling good and all that shit, you know, like it helps.
No, I refuse. Like I'm not young by any means. I'm old. I'm an old man, but I refuse to like. I never want to give up caring about how I look. Like you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do. Like once they get to a certain age, it's easy to take on the attitude like, fuck it, I'm already old. I don't give a fuck. Just throw on some sweats and some fucking Skechers and I'm good to go. No hating on Skechers. No hate on Skechers. They're comfortable as shoes. I'm just saying, like, I'm not done caring about how, you know what I'm saying? Like, terrible.
Skechers, there goes our sponsorship.
There goes, sorry, Skechers.
No, you're good.
Sorry, Tony Romo.
No, Tony Romo. So going into like you know, talking about looking good, right? So there's I usually keep track of the people I've had in the past, and you know, in the podcast. And just to keep up with their life, keep up with what they're doing. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to invite you is because, you know, it's been a good, I would say 3 years.
Yeah.
Episode 43, I'm going to drop the link in the description of this video.
The first one.
And really quick about Daniel, he's the owner of Lift ATX, but actually has become, I would say, a philanthropist. He's not just own a gym, right? But he's also convert that into a space where you can have creatives come and, you know, do some amazing shit, but also open the doors for other organizations to come and do some things. Like you've had, you have Pachanga nights.
Yeah, we do a lot. We do a lot for the community. You know, we have this Lift ATX has kind of grown into this pretty amazing space, and we have a really awesome supportive platform. So like it makes sense to me, like why not use that platform for as much as I can in helping uplift the East Side community, support and help small business owners, nonprofit organizations that I love and that are important to me, and also just creating this amazing space for people to be their authentic selves, you know. And I think we've been able to do that. And it only, you know, I'm a community. I'm in the East Side. Like the East Side has my heart. That's where I've lived for 20 something years, and that's where I started my business, and that's where I taught for 20 years, and that's, you know, I know the community. It's changed, and also, you know, we can go on and on about how much it's changed over the last couple decades, but like, it does feel good. That's what fills my cup, right? Is to be able to do anything I can, when I can, if I'm able to support all of these different organizations and business owners and local business owners and my staff and my trainers and the members. Like, it's just, we have a pretty amazing platform. It's different. It's unique. We do things a lot different than most other gyms. And for me, the gym itself, the weights, the goals, the weight loss, the muscle gains, the PRs, the competition, everything, like that's all very important to me, but it's also just one part of the bigger picture that I'm trying to like, then one part of the mission, right? Like the gym's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The machines aren't going anywhere. Like, people are going to be able to come work out whenever they want. Like, you know, God willing, we're here for a very long time. You know what I mean? But like, that's like secondary. I always say that's it's important to me, but it's not like, it's never my main focus. It's more of like, what am I doing outside of my business to support the community that I'm serving, right? So like, yeah.
You're serving like, you know, a community that's been hit by a lot of changes.
Oh man.
And I mean, after 20 years, you've seen it all basically.
Yeah. You're right.
And we're gonna go into that a little bit later when we talk about like the business aspect. But before we go into you know, your life story, well, sort of a recap.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk a little more about, you know, your like wife this time. And we're gonna, you know, get into that because, you know, after 10 years.
No, I know. I saw that question. I thought it was a really good question.
We're actually gonna once I do a quick shout out, that's gonna be the first question. But you know, as you guys know, Austin FC held an open practice on Sunday, and it was amazing to see everyone there. So appreciate you guys that, you know, that we got to see. We haven't seen since last year. Some we kept up, or some, you know, like they usually take a break during the off season. But seeing everybody back there is great. I think this season's gonna be looking forward to it as someone who follows Austin FC, as you know, as a person that wants to cover it and do storytelling about the team. So it's great to see everyone there, and you know, wish the best on the team in this new season. And all the new players, I hope they can adapt, and also not just adapt.
I hear it. We were talking about it earlier. It was like, man, we got new coaches, new players. I'm excited. I get excited because, like, it's one thing that Austin didn't have. It was a professional soccer team, and we have it now. Like, and then we had the first year was amazing, right? And then it's just kind of, I don't know if it's been struggling. I've been so busy with the gym, but I'm still a fan. Yeah. Like, I love that it's in our backyard, and like, we're so close to the soccer stadium right now, and it's just like, it's really cool. And like, and I know that we got a new coach, new players. It'd be nice to bring a championship. You know,
one day, man.
One day.
Speaking like in what was it called? Manifesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going into that, like, have you got a chance to go to a game? Or, you know, I know you've been busy with the gym.
No. I at least try to go to a couple of games. That's good. A lot of my staff members and a lot of the members of the gym, they're hardcore FC fans, man. So they're always going to the games. I try to make it out to a couple of games. It's always fun. I sit in the fan section or the standing section. That's always fun. A couple of my really close friends have season tickets, so whenever they have extra ones, I'll go with them. But like, yeah, it's fun. I also like didn't realize how long the season was. The season's long. It goes for a while, like, which is good. Which I think is good.
Yeah, it starts in, you know, late February and it goes all the way to beginning of November.
I was gonna say it's like November or something.
But if you make it to playoffs, now it's extended to, you know, you're still playing a game, like the final in December. Yeah. So it's pretty long.
And you know what's really dope about what, and this should happen, and they're doing it, which I love, is that AFC is real big into supporting everything local, like, which I think is really cool. Like, a lot of the vendors are local restaurants. A lot of the artists, the art that you see around the stadium is local artists that I know, and like, I think that's really fucking cool. You know what I mean? So they're real big in like supporting the community, which I love.
If you get a chance on the 21st of February, they're going to have what is called the Verde Fest.
Was that Friday or Saturday?
It's a Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night.
So it's what they do is the day before the season starts, they do a festival. They bring local bands that play in La Murga, but also the Tierras are going to be there closing the evening. Yeah. So if you get a chance to come, it's actually free. You just have to show up and you know, bring the good vibes.
The music group, the
Tierras?
The sisters? Yeah. Dude, so when I was I had the opportunity. So before the gym ownership, and most people don't know this, right? But if anybody that follows my personal page, it's mostly all gym shit, but you got to go down. So before I opened the gym, when I was teaching, during my teaching career, I was also a musician. I played music for almost 14, 15 years. Okay. And we got to like open up for the Tierras and like the Tierra sisters a couple of times in the band that I was in, and they're awesome. It's been cool to see them grow. Dude, they're killing it right now. They're killing it right now. So shout out to them.
I mean, they were able to play in ACL last year. So
they also sang like the anthem a couple times. Yeah, and like dude, like they've quickly become another like Austin name and staple in the music industry here in Austin, which is awesome because I remember playing with them. We're talking 2016, 2000, like they were
because they've been here for a while. I mean, like
they've been around for a while.
9 years, I think.
Yeah,
like,
they've been around for a minute, and we played Pecan Street Festival together one time. Y'all gotta search hard for the music that I was playing, but like
I'm gonna do my research.
You just gotta keep going down.
That's gonna be my research. So the reel is gonna be you sending me the video of your sneakers and also your music.
I'll send you something. Man, I was grateful enough to be able to tour around the country, and there are a ton of albums I was on. You know, I played everything from R&B to rock and roll to hip hop to Texas country. I was a Texas country artist for like 2 years. I was a drummer, so I played drums. But yeah, and I miss it though because that's what my life was before the gym. It was just music. It was coaching, teaching, and music. That's all it was. And like I do miss it because once COVID came, it kind of put an end to it. Like our lead singer moved down and had a family. Our guitarist moved to Colorado. Like it's just life, you know what I mean? So I do miss it, but that's cool. That's on Friday.
Are we gonna see Daniel bringing the band back?
Dude,
like,
I don't know.
Like in Mexico they have El Reencuentro de los 80s. So are we gonna have that the 2000s version of Daniel?
What I can say is that I miss playing music so much, and my drums have just been collecting dust for the last 4.5 years, and like. I miss it, dude. It's like, and that was like what I did, like a lot. That was my outlet. That was my creative outlet during coaching and teaching, and then COVID just stopped. But don't get me wrong, like I got to, now it's gym, right? Gym is like the Lift ATX is my life now, but I do miss it, man. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to have a little, I don't know, something. Anybody out there wants to jam, hit me up. You know what I mean?
Open jam nights. That'd be badass.
Well, that's why I selfishly kind of put on 3 concerts at the gym. We put on a hip hop night, like a metal night, like a cumbia, like Latin night, and that's because I miss the music, and I have the space. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just bring in some bands and play, you know.
¿Por qué no?
That's what I'm saying. Why not? That's like, why not? Let's do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's great, we can at least say we did it. You know what I mean?
I like that idea that you say if it doesn't work,
whatever. We chalk it up as a lesson learned. That's all it is. Like, and then we take that attitude. That's why we're different.
Yeah.
So like anything that we want to do, it's like if it's a new idea and a new thing, we're like, fuck it, let's try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's a hit, it's a hit, and maybe we'll talk about doing it again. You know, so. Why not?
Y de repente, boom, 2,000 people.
Oh man, I know, for real.
So I want to go into like your life, and not saying like, oh, like you got married. If it works, if this works, if it doesn't work.
No. Hey, I'm an open book.
It won't be a connection like that. But I do want to ask about because I know you just recently, I think late November. You celebrated your 10-year anniversary?
Yeah, July.
Okay.
We celebrated 10 year. Me and my wife celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. And also, I'm gonna preface this by saying, my wife is very opposite of me.
Yeah,
like in the best way possible.
Yeah,
like I'm a big personality. I like to talk. I can make friends in any room, right?
Yeah.
Like I love meeting people. I love chopping it up with people. My wife's kind of the opposite, but that's what's called balance, right? Like it balances out. Also, like I grew up with, as a kid, my whole life, I grew up in like a 9, 10, 11 person home. So my house was never empty, right? Ever. It was never the typical kind of Latino home, right?
Yeah.
Like Hispanic American home, Mexican American home. Like it was never empty. So like, I think there's a reason why building community is very important to me, right? So like, I love being around people.
Yeah.
I'm not one that can ever work from home. And my wife can. She loves it. She just wants to be behind her computer. No, she'd be there with the dogs. You know what I mean? And like, so we're very much opposite in regards to that. But it's balanced. You know what I mean?
It's balanced. So after being married for 10 years, what has life been for you from when you first you first got married, the first 5 years?
Yeah. And
now that you're 10 years in, and what can also be an advice you give to someone who's married that or thinking of getting married?
Man, you know what? Like it makes me think about a lot of things, and I read this in the outline that you gave me before the podcast, and this question made me think about so much because me and my wife have been married for 10 years, but we've been together 18. Okay. So we've been together for almost 20 years. And one of the things that immediately comes to mind in regards to relationships, it doesn't matter, like your partner, right, is like, how can I say this without finding my partner, my wife, has made me want to become a better person, and has made me want to push harder and be successful together. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's a constant not a constant feeling, but it's a very good feeling of wanting to level up your game. You kind of get what I'm saying? And I think if anybody's out there that, you know, that feeling when it's there, like, you know, and I also think friendship is priority before anything, right? Like, you want to establish a really good friendship, and I think communication is everything. And for a lot of people, communication can be very difficult, but it's important to, you know, to never go to bed angry, that kind of thing, right? Never go to bed angry. I've been doing a better part. I've been doing a lot better over the last, like, maybe since I opened the gym. So, like, opening the gym, it consumes you. Like, it's constantly on my mind 24/7. I'm thinking about it 24/7, and my wife does a really good job of taking me out of the gym when it's time to take me out of the gym. So, like, we try to do either a small trip or a big trip, or just to get out of the gym every month, like once a month. She tries to, like, plan something to where we can put the phones away, where I can put the phone away, and I can, like, just unplug, like, truly unplug. But yeah, like, I mean, dude, I married my best friend. It's awesome. And she's, like, the smartest woman I know. Yeah. And I'm not dumb by any means. Like, I'm a confident, smart person, in my opinion. But, man, she's so smart. She's got her doctorate, and, you know, and I got my master's, and that was one of the best experiences and best memories
in her life.
But we left Austin for 2 years just to go to school, and we can go into that if you wanted. But it's like we literally just, I figured if I was gonna open a business, I should probably maybe learn something about what it takes to open a business. So I went to go get my MBA. My wife was in her PhD program, and we left to go to Houston, and we lived in Houston for 2 years, and all we did was school. But the point is, what was really cool is that she got her PhD, and a week later I got my MBA. Like, so, like, that was, and I was a terrible college student, dude. Fucking terrible. Like, I did it. It took me forever to get my undergrad, but I fucking did it. And this is what I'm talking about, wanting to level up. It's like, going to get my master's or going back to school, like, I would have never fucking thought that I would want to do that, like, ever, because of my experience as an undergrad. It was terrible, bro. I mean, I was a smart guy. I just fucked off, you know? And, like, so, like, but then, so the idea of even wanting to go back to school, like, I could, you know, that was a surprise to me, you know, but I did it. We did it. And, like, we're here. So, like, 10 years married, a 10-year marriage and an 18-year total relationship. I think you're going to be surprised, anybody out there who's in these long-term relationships like mine or whatever, or getting there, is like, it goes by so fast, which I think is great. Yeah. Like, it feels like yesterday. I mean, we're still learning so much about each other, and we're still having fun, and we're still, like, do everything we can to be spontaneous with what we do. You know, like, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta continue to have that spark and find that spark and keep it alive and keep it adventurous and keep it spontaneous and continue to be romantic and continue to be, you know, to do all the little things that you used to do when you were, you know, in your early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, like, I don't know. It's special, man. I think you know when you know, but I think first and foremost, like, trust is everything. Communication is a lot, but also pushing each other and supporting each other no matter what. I think supporting each other is probably one of the main things in life in regards to relationships, whether it's supporting them emotionally, physically, professionally, because sometimes life sucks, right? Like, I was with my wife when my mom we were together when my mom got cancer. We were together when she ultimately passed away. Same thing with her parents. Like and like those aren't heavy. Those are heavy things. And like, you know, you can only imagine when you're losing a parent, you're kind of, depending how you are, you can be a wreck, and you need somebody to kind of be there for you. And dude, like, there's many times that I don't know where I would be, like, or if I would have been able to go through that passing of like parents if my wife wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they carry you in many of these times, especially when you're together that long. You're gonna go through some shit together.
Yeah.
Like you are. You're gonna go through either life, family shit, family drama, family passing, sicknesses, career changes,
or even like between each other.
Dude, yeah,
that,
and it's gonna go both ways, like professional shit, like heartbreak, friendship loss, friendship gain, like all of that. Life doesn't stop, right? But it's easier. It gets easier when you have a partner that just knows you like the back of your hand and like supports you in everything that you do and puts up with some of the things that you may not be good at, or like you know what I'm saying, like understands enough that like, you know, that just knows you. It's a beautiful thing, man. I'm so grateful, dude.
Yeah, I have a thing with my wife.
Yeah, you're married. You're married too.
And every time I do something good, I get like that. Oh, baby, I love you, and you're the best.
Yeah.
But I sometimes either, you know, because I'm like, I tell her, look, tell me, you know, I'm glad you're saying that, but you know that I'm not perfect. I'm gonna mess it up, and sometimes I'm gonna do it on purpose, just so I can keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, it's like you have to be able to like. I mean, you're with your best friend at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, at least you should be, right? You should be.
Yeah.
It should feel like you can tell that person anything, and you should still be having fun. Like you're best friends first, like and then you're life partners. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's one thing I think I've learned is to like not be as rigid. Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, there's times we have to be serious and have serious discussions. Yeah. But there's also times where you have to just have fun. And,
you got to
throw the jokes. Like they're either gonna not like them or like them.
Yeah, no shit. Now, and also, like, I mean, we can also there's all sorts of other things that we can talk about that you deal with in a relationship. Like sometimes, like it can be easy for not only you but your partner can also sometimes get into emotional dark places. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with like the relationship. It's just like, it's not always birds and bees, right? Because like we're talking about mental health, and we're talking about being self-aware. We're talking about empathy. We're talking about compassion, right? Like those all play a role in like these long-term relationships, like these marriages, right? Like and after like almost 20 years together, like you that's what I'm saying. Like you never stop learning about, you shouldn't ever stop wanting to learn about your partner. You know what I'm saying? Because it can get hard, dude. Like, I'm a very confident and happy person most of the time. It doesn't mean I don't get sad and in my head every now and again. You know what I'm saying? If it rains 3 days straight without sun, I'm fucking pissy and sad.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just sucks, you know? Yeah.
For me, like, January feels the longest because the same reason. It's like this week, especially when it's cold. Yeah. You're like, man, like people like to be coasting. Like, man, I need to be in action. And my wife is actually very similar to yours, that she's very she does like to go out and socialize, but she also needs to take a break from that. And I think we've had a good balance too, where, you know, when it's, you know, when I have stuff going on or I need to do something, I have to put it in the calendar. And every time we have like she you know, we plan it ahead of time, that stays. Like we're not gonna change it unless there's like, you know, some like an emergency. But I think sticking to a plan where like, hey, this day we're just gonna like watch a movie.
No, for sure. I also, another thing, you know, it gets me thinking about more and more, because, you know, relationships, they're the dynamic of a relationship is so interesting. But like as you get older, it's so important to as you get older and you're married or in a relationship, in a long-term relationship, like I feel like it's also still very important to try things that like, for instance, go take the salsa class.
Yeah.
Go dancing. Go to Tejano night. We have a Tejano night that we go to, and my wife loves dancing, right? Like those little things can't stop.
Does Daniel like dancing?
Dude, I love it. Dude, I will rug. Hate to see me coming, bro.
Yeah.
Let me get my boots on and my cowboy hat. I'm ready, bro. Like, I'm ready. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's important to do those things.
Yeah.
Like, and to, my wife, I'm a golfer. My wife loves golfing. She likes golfing, and we love the beach. Like, just like doing those things and learning those things and getting you out of the comfort zone of just like being the regular. All right, what do you want to go? You want to go eat? You want to go to the movies? You want like
something?
You know what I'm saying? Like do something.
Do
something.
You can, but also like, you're right. Like going out on a date, like going out eating, hanging out, just two of y'all. It helps because life is, you said it goes by quick.
It goes by so fast.
If you have, either one day a week or every other week or whatever,
have a date night,
but have something.
It's like we're dressing up Friday. We're dressing up and going out Friday. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just for dinner, but we're at least gonna dress up and look. We're gonna look fly together. Just those little things and
or unos tacos or something.
Yeah, dude, whatever. Like it's just you can't just be. I don't know. You don't want to be bored, right? I think the minute you start getting bored with things, that's when you start questioning a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's when, and that also goes hand in hand with like business, in my opinion. So like, Lyft ATX, I'm never bored. At least not yet. Like I fucking love it. Like I'm always thinking about it. I'm always excited about it. I love talking about it. And it's a very good indicator of sort of my level of like where if my passion is still there, right? Like about the business or about something, right? Like, and the minute that I start to get bored over something, then I'm like, maybe this wasn't as important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't have that feeling yet. Like I'm not bored with
it keeps
the
you
gym.
like say you enjoy the highs and lows. Because I think when you enjoy the highs and lows, that's when you're at the right place.
Yeah, you know that you know where you're supposed to be. You know that you're doing something right. You know that like this is where I belong.
Yeah.
Like because like it's a different perspective, the highs and lows, right? You like especially the lows. Like you're like, oh shit, well that didn't work out. Fuck it, let's move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Next?
Like it's so easy to like to get over it and like just chalk it up as a lesson. Versus like, oh, I'm gonna get down, man. Fuck that. Maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. It's like, fuck no. Like, the gym business, the fitness industry, Lyft ATX. I'm very far from bored, and I think that is a good indicator of how much passion I still have for this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that never leaves.
So going into like the highs and lows, right? What is a low you can probably recall that recently happened or you guys experienced where you're like, man, like it's not fun. Like now it's a reality.
There's a lot, man. There's a lot. Like, we're very grateful and we're very lucky to be where we're at with the business. Social media is also a big highlight reel, right? Like there's very seldom where you're going to get the raw and real stuff out there. And running a business can many times have its challenges. So if we're talking about challenges, there's a lot of them that we experience. There's a lot of them that we experience on a weekly basis, a daily basis, a monthly basis, a yearly basis. And I guess we can just talk about some of those. So like the daily things, some of the most daily challenges, and we can I'll work up to some of the bigger ones. So like daily challenges can be anything from people trying to sneak into the gym. You think they wouldn't. You think they're slick, but it happens. And we got eyes everywhere. Little things like that. People not racking their weights. When
no, man. If I see you right there, I am definitely not gonna try to sneak in.
Dude, we don't play like people, but like it surprises me every day how people try to be slick about it. And like, look, and I'm saying this with the most humbleness. Like we're a poppin' gym every day. It's fucking busy. Like I get it. It's busy. We get anywhere between, I don't know, man, 400 to 800 people a day that are checking in on a busy day. And even the last 3 days in this Texas freeze, the gym's still popping. Monday was crazy. MLK Day was crazy busy. And we were only open 10 to 5. But the point is, like, there's challenges that we have to face every single day. And that's people just like, disrespecting the areas, like not racking their stuff, not cleaning their areas, just kind of like, and I get it. Like the minute that you like you're paying for a membership and you're giving your money to a business. I get it. There can be sometimes this feeling of like, well, you got my money, I can kind of fucking treat it the way I want.
But it shouldn't be like that.
It should not be like that. And I think one of the things that makes Lift ATX special is that we hold people accountable, and we're not afraid to do that. We're not assholes about it, but we're gonna call you out if we have the time. We're gonna pull the receipts in the video, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we hold people accountable for their actions. So like, there's a lot of daily challenges. Also. And to just continue on about these challenges, you know, I have, I'm thinking about so many things. So like, I have 12 people on staff, another 12, 14 trainers that I'm kind of responsible for. But shout out to my GMs. I have 2 GMs. I have a main GM, Steven, and an assistant GM, Hector. A lot has changed over the last like 6 to 8 months. They literally are running the show now. So it's nice. Like they get to, it's nice for me in regards to like, I can focus now more on bigger picture, bigger ideas, growth, expansion, and they handle the day-to-day stuff. But like we're a very tight-knit family, right? And when you're a tight-knit family, right, it's not all rainbows and butterflies when it comes to people and personalities, right? Like we have that can be a challenge sometimes when staff member. It doesn't happen often, but we're so close and we spend so much time together. Sometimes there's challenges that can happen just like any other family, right? So that can be tough, and like it's even more tough when we have to either. It doesn't work out for an employee, or we have to transition out of an employee, or we lose an employee, because we get so close to these people because it's really different. Like we treat our employees like family. We give them 401ks, health insurance, like we do everything. And yeah, that can be a challenge running a business, is dealing with different personality types, dealing with like making sure that they're also representing the gym in the best manner, not only them, but the trainers. And with the trainers, they're also dealing with clients, right? And sometimes clients and trainers, you know, they have issues themselves. So like those are the daily challenges, weekly challenges, monthly challenges is a lot of that. I guess like, I'm trying to think of other challenges. Knocking on wood, but like in the past, like you remember the first the Texas winter, the freeze?
Yeah,
like
when the 2020. Man,
that was our first year we were open, and that was one of the biggest challenges. Like pipes busted, the gym flooded. Like I had staff that didn't have electricity for 2 weeks. Like, that was a challenge, man. But luckily, I didn't have an office full of computers or anything. But like, and we figured it out, you know. But all that piping and everything. It messed up our restrooms. We didn't have restrooms for months, you know, like, and winters also, currently, we're kind of experiencing it now. The winter is very, you know, we're exposed to the elements kind of, you know. We have an inside area in our warehouse, but we open the doors, and we're still we have the outside area. But during the peak of winter, which is only like 6 weeks in Texas, like 6, but it can
give or take. But but those 6 weeks can be, you know, can get damage.
pretty fucking cold, and then so the winter takes a toll on our equipment, and things are breaking all the time. It just gets cold and it breaks, and same thing with summer when it's 105 degrees, right? And we have so many people that go through the doors. Our equipment gets used like crazy. So there's always something that needs to get fixed, and like, I think a lot of people just don't have you're only gonna know if you own a business. Like they don't realize like how expensive some of this shit is.
Yeah.
Like they don't realize that a Stairmaster alone, brand new, is like $8,000. Refurbished one is like $4,000. They don't know that a treadmill is another $3,000, and those are some of the most expensive machines that when they break, it hurts, because they're not only are they the most expensive machines that we have, but they're the ones that are constantly being used. So we gotta fix it. But so yeah, like fixing equipment is always an issue. But I think being like the amount of support and love that we get, and the business being where it's at. And the growth that we've experienced over the last 4.5 years, it really has put us in a really good position to be able to fix things when they break, right? Like immediately. So I think we take a lot of pride. In when things get broken, like we're gonna do everything we can to fix it within the week,
right? And
that's sometimes hard to find in gyms. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like it you can be waiting months. You know, so
I think that kind of helps. I mean, one is how you're making it you're accommodating for your guests. I mean, your members to come and have the best experience they can have in the gym, right?
That's what it's all about.
But also, I mean, at the end of the day, it can cost money, and then looking at it, the better you do, like that, has to go back into the company to basically fix anything. Because I mean, you're in a business, like you said, man, things can break. Like I've been in this company here for so long, and I've gone through so many cycles, but it has a good feeling whenever you're in a place where if something happens, you don't have to stress about it. We're good. We're good. And I think that's when like, okay, now how can we expand from that, or what can we do to make it grow or keep it consistent like that?
Yeah, and also like the more you grow, the more expensive it gets. Like this is how it is. Like the more costs get higher as you grow. And that's from everything from the equipment that needs to be fixed, maintaining equipment, to also staffing. Like as you grow, like we need more staff, we need more hours. That gets more expensive. Like and then so it's really interesting, and it's something that I think most people will never know unless like they're in a where they're a business owner themselves, or they've been in startup, or they like, you know what I'm saying? Like most people aren't gonna know. They're just gonna pay their money and come use the gym, Yeah.
So, but I mean, but also like I think one thing that I've noticed on Lift ATX is, besides the experience, is also holding your business to a certain standard, to where this is what you're gonna get, but this is what we're about too.
Yeah, no, dude, I have an amazing team. And it's been interesting because we talk about it a lot as a team. I have weekly GM leadership meetings at the gym every week, and like my GMs have weekly meetings with the staff. So like, and then we have our quarter meetings, like everything. But one of the things that we talked about, especially in December, like we've over the last like 2 or 3 months, the gym itself has gotten a lot of accolades, right? A lot of recognition within the city. We got our own Lift ATX Day on September 30th that we celebrated. We won a couple of awards with Abla. There's been a lot of really awesome, like the snowball's getting bigger and bigger over the last like 3 or 4 months. And one of the things that we talk about is that with that attention and with that growth and with all of these things, the expectations just gets higher and higher. So we're constantly talking about it, like
the delivery. Dude, that's where
we live in a world where, knock on wood, but like, people out there are just waiting for us to fail. Like they're just waiting for us to do something bad, right? Because, there are all these positive things, and we're so blessed and so lucky and so grateful to get the recognition to get a lot of recognition, and we get a lot of visitors, and we get a lot of like really awesome people that are coming through the doors, content creators, social media influencers. It's awesome. But we always talk about, and we're very well aware that the expectation is just higher, and that we're not going to stop. Like we're still going to put the gas on the floor, and we're still going to continue to do what we've been doing the last 4 years. Like none of this is going to stop. The expectation just gets higher and higher. So, and my staff is awesome. They understand it. They know it. Yeah. They know that that the gym that everything's bigger than just them, like the team. It's so much more than that. It's so much bigger than that. And then everybody understands the mission and understands we're trying to do something really special. And it's all about setting that expectation, and making sure that we do everything we can for people to have a great experience when they walk in the doors, something memorable.
Going into like memorable and also experience, in the fitness industry, I mean, I've worked in it indirectly.
Yeah.
More selling the product, right? But you see a lot. I've seen a lot to where it can also be, how can I say it, like, when you're working out, it transforms your body. You get stronger, you get more fit, you look good. But seeing how your gym has that, but also how do you encourage the humble part of it and the mindfulness part of it with your members, because then you don't whenever someone goes that has never gone, that wants to get in shape, and they see all this this beautiful people, that's their goal eventually, or maybe they'll get there, they're not. But at the end of the day, it's like how do you make it to where someone that comes in feels embraced by the people in the gym?
Yeah, I think it makes me think about authenticity, right? It makes me think about continuing to be us and never changing that. Like we know who we are. You know, we know we're in the east side of Austin, Texas. We know that it's that we very much lean into our Mexican American, Latino, Hispanic culture. We're gonna fucking lean into that, and we're never gonna change. And it goes down to like just knowing and being very confident in that, and knowing that that's our mission, man. Like, and we do that very humbly. And I think, but it goes back to just being authentic. It goes back to having fun. We have a saying that we really do take true to our heart. We say that you know, we don't take ourselves too seriously at Lyft, but we take what we do very seriously. You know what I'm saying? And you can dissect that as you want, but it's like, if you're not having fun at what you do, what's the fucking point? Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, shout out to like my team, my creative team. Like, we try our very best to have fun with what we've been given, and we're able to have fun because we have a fucking awesome community and our members, and they never hesitate to be part of the journey and the story, right? Mm-hmm. They're always down to just be part of whatever, a funny reel, a funny whatever post, like taking pictures, like, and we're loud, man. We play loud music every single day, and you're gonna walk into one room and hear Bad Bunny. You're gonna walk into another room and hear hip hop. You're gonna walk into the powerlifting room and hear some My Chemical Romance. Like, you never know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get it all. Evanescence. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna get it all. And I think, and that's who we are. And I don't think we're ever gonna change. And I don't want us to change, even though, you know, the next year we don't know what's gonna happen. We've grown so much. We've been blessed enough to be able to grow every single year, and get bigger every single year. I don't know what's going to be in store this year, but I know that we're never going to stray away from sort of like our true authentic things that we do. Mm-hmm. We're just going to do more of it, you know? Yeah. We're just going to do more of it. And it's a good place. It feels really good to be able to, like, as the owner, and like it. How can I say it without sounding like a fucking asshole? Like,
you can sound like an asshole.
Yeah, well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be able to, like, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want to do. Yeah. We don't really care if you have an opinion about it. We're going to do it regardless, because we try to have fun. Yeah. We know the community that we serve. We like doing dope shit with our dope friends. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's the attitude that we have, and it's worked for us. So, like, if you need a gym where it's gonna be quiet and where it's gonna, you know, you need AC, you need heat, go. There's plenty of options, man. Like, no hate, no shade at all. But you know, I'm just very proud. I'm very proud of the space that we have, and like the love that we get, and authenticity is very, very important. A lot of people use that word, but it's hard. A lot of people aren't able to explain the how. Well, how are you authentic? Yeah. How, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things we've done a really good job as a team and as a business. And we know who we are. We know who we want to serve. We know our community. It's bigger than just a gym, and we like to have fun. You know.
I think so. Going into the part where you said you want to have fun, but what you do, you want to take serious. Yeah. That is super powerful, because at the end of the day, it's, you know, like I'm a workaholic. I like working a lot. Yeah. But also I also like having fun. Like, even my boss told me, like, we were in a meeting, he's like, mentioned something about, yes, I work hard, but I play harder. Yeah, no. And man, because when I'm having a good time, like, I'm having a good time. Dude,
and that's what it was all about. Even the original Lyft ATX idea that I had in my head, even the original idea, I literally just wanted a small, little, dusty, old school, grimy-ass little gym for me and my friends where we can just work out, chismeando, drink, talk shit, and that's all I wanted. Yeah. That's all and I needed 100 members to pay the bills. That's all I wanted. And it turned into something far beyond that I could ever comprehend and ever expect. And it's turned into a really beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And like, now we have a lot of homies where we can just work out and chisme and socialize and have all these badass parties and fun parties and lowrider shows and all the concerts and pachangas and
run club.
Yeah, run club, dude. Like it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. It's not like because I also feel like I'm doing something really special for the East Side community, right? And like that's more important to me than anything else. Supporting my staff and giving them and pushing them to go to be better people and better human beings, that fills my cup. That's what gets me excited. You know what I'm saying? Seeing my trainers be very successful at their jobs and continuing to sort of help, use the Live platform for them to exceed in their businesses like that. That's all I want to do in life, man. Like I'm not young anymore. Like it might be the goals might be different if I was 25 and I started the gym, or 23, 24, but like I had a career, and like now I'm here to serve my community. I'm here to help people, like straight up like that. And I think people know that. I think people can relate to that. I think people can empathize with that. And I think that's what helps. And that's what the gym is all about. That's what Lift ATX is all about. It's about just uplifting and having fun, but also like, don't get it twisted. Like we got some animals in that gym that take lifting very seriously. Like I competed as a power lifter for a couple years, and so did a lot of members. And like, so like there's a time and a place, right? But at the end of the day, I think the sort of one of the missions of Lift ATX, for at least our personal sort of thing, we want to have fun. We want to do something good for the community, make people laugh and make people think twice about the typical stereotypes of what a gym is, right? You know what I mean? And like, and I think anybody that goes to our social media pages can see that. They'll be like, "Oh shit, this is different. These motherfuckers are clowns." You know what I mean? And I love that. I love that.
That's
I don't care.
That's
like,
I mean, it's your gym, your space.
Yeah.
So I always say like hala chamba hala and vibes. Carry vibes.
Dude, vibes are everything, dude. And you can feel it in any space. In absolutely any space, you can physically feel vibes, bro. Like, and you walk into any space and you're like, you can immediately tell, like, this ain't my shit. Or like, and I think at Lift, it's always, you walk in, like even before you step foot in the gym, you're probably going to hear some music, you know what I'm saying? You're probably going to see groups of people just laughing and yelling and talking and it's a beautiful thing, man. Like these third places are a real deal. Where else are you going to spend outside of, what other spaces do you spend time at outside of your home and outside of your work, right? Like, and these third places are very special and very important, especially in an ever-changing East Side Austin and Austin, Texas in general. Like Austin is a single people city, right? Yeah. So how has that apparently like for you seeing that in the gym where you have young people coming in, like especially a lot of like young professionals. Oh man,
getting their lift on, and then how does that? Have you seen like marriages come out of that?
I've seen it all, bro. I've seen it all in the gym. Also, shout out Summer Moon. Come get Otra, por favor, a sponsorship. We got to get you a sponsorship.
Let's do it.
Holler at them. Summer Moon. You're down the street from them.
I love coffee, so.
Have
unos carajillos. I'll make it. I'll mix it.
Dude, Summer Moon. Yeah, come on. Hook them up. But anyways, dude, I've seen it all. When it comes to like, relationships in general, dude, it happens, man. Like we're a very busy gym, and there are
800 people.
And so I've been told that there are also a lot of really good looking people that go to the gym. Like it's part of it. And there are good things that come with that. There's terrible things that come with that. Have we seen marriages? Yes, we've had marriages come out of the gym already. We've had babies come out of the gym already. Dude, we had a gender reveal at the gym. One of my employees, we had the gender reveal, like the party, like the baby shower at the gym. Like, dude, like I think, the shit, it happens. Relationships happen, and it can be both a beautiful thing and a very toxic thing all at the same time, man. It's we can get into that if you want, but
I'm game. So here's the reason why I'm asking that is because there's a lot of people are single, and a lot of people are like, man, I need something to do somewhere where I can meet a girl or a guy or whatever they prefer. I'm like, bro, there's 3 places where you can go find a genuine person.
Where are they?
One is at a gym.
At a gym.
The other one is at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then the other one is at a library. And I'm at another one, a concert.
A concert, and I would also add, especially Austin being a very fit city, There's all sorts of clubs you can join, man. If you want
yeah.
to meet, they're everywhere.
Running, rowing, rucking,
pickleball.
Pickleball.
There's the never-ending amount of choices in regards to getting connected socially with people, and like, it can be, it's interesting, man, because also I'm at my gym every day, and being a coach and a teacher for so long. I'm a pretty good listener, so man, people tell me fucking everything. People tell me everything, and it's sometimes I'm like, look, the less I know, the better. The less I know, the better. I don't need to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's just so interesting because, hey man, Austin, I don't know, I don't know about the dating scene in Austin. I hear it from some of my friends at the gym.
You're retired, just to make it clear. He's retired. We're retired.
Out of the game. I've been out of the game for a minute. But I hear the dating scene in Austin can be very challenging. That's what my friends, some of my employees and friends at the gym say. There can be some, and I'm being very PC about it right now. It's apparently it can be very challenging.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with any of the dating apps, bro. I had none of that. So
I grew up. Part of that is also like, hey, go. You like a girl? Say something. And if she says yes, cool. If she says no, take that loss.
Dude, you're gonna make me go on a rant, bro. Because
I'm down.
like a lot of these, dude, like one of the things that I think have changed so much. Again, I'm gonna sound like a fucking old man in an old school, but like communication skills have fucking deteriorated and they're trash. I think most people are just so safe texting something, like they don't know how to hold a conversation anymore, or they don't know. Again, I know that sounds really old, and I've been out of the game for a long time. But like for you young bucks listening, all of y'all, you need to learn to carry a conversation and learn to be okay with like rejection and talking to people and like just the communication skills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just so different nowadays from what I hear.
Not a lot of everybody's just like,
where's the confidence, yo? Like, where's the confidence?
Yeah.
Where's the swag? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Están los madrazos.
Yeah, but again, like, I'm these are kind of assumptions because like I'm surrounded by a lot of younger people daily, right? So I get to hear their struggles, and they tell me all of the good and the bad and the ugly when it comes to dating. So it's so interesting. Now I'm just like, man, okay, I'll give
how much tea have you seen spilled?
Dude, so much, dude. It's not even funny. I'm not gonna use any names. I'm gonna get my ass in trouble. No, it's funny. It's funny.
I think of it like, say, with like in a gym, but also someone who owns a bar or owns a club. How much have they seen too?
Dude.
Like Gabi, how many stories has she seen in her business alone?
Dude, the stories exist, but I also have a business to run, right? So it's like, man. Like,
you got to stay away from it. One thing that, like, say, Bad Bunny just released the
beautiful album.
The album.
Beautiful album.
¿Cómo se llama? I have it here. Debí tirar más fotos.
TMR, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like say, I should have taken more pictures.
Beautiful album, man.
Like for you've done it like pretty much almost all. But what is something that you would say debí tirar más? Like what do you think like you would do next in your personal life, but also as an entrepreneur?
What would I like? Like, are we talking about like regret, like things that I wanted, or future, like what
in
would
the
you
future,
like? What
would you like
stuff
to
would
do
I
more?
like to do?
Yeah.
Business wise, Lyft ATX wise, I would like to continue to like. There's two things that come to mind. Figure out a way to get more gym, like in our space. Like I think we need. It's crazy to even say, but I think we need more gym. But we got to do it creatively.
Yeah.
Figuring out to continue to expand and continue to utilize our area in the best way possible. That's the most feasible and financially smart, right? Like we gotta do that. We gotta grow a little bit more in regards to space. We need a little bit more space. Secondly, I think we've started to get to a point where I can at least start thinking about next, maybe gym number 2. I don't know where, I don't know when, but like we finally gotten our current space to sort of like where we're good.
Because it was If in the past, you guys had a like, were you guys gonna stay or go?
Yeah,
And then
no,
guys sort of-
we were 2 years ago. We were about to leave. Because we needed more gym, and we were at that time we were sharing the lot with the car lot, and it was fine. We made it work. It was just tough. Like we were sharing parking spaces, and we needed more gym. It was just tough, and we were about to leave. I was about to sign a lease down the street to move into a bigger space, but I didn't want to leave that corner because like that was home, right? And then, a little luck, and our landlords at the time, a lot of people think that I own that corner. I don't own that fucking corner. That corner is worth like $30-40 million. So like, I don't have that kind of fucking money. But when I messaged the landlord about us leaving, is like, I told them, I was just like, hey, thank you for the last 2 years, 3 years. I don't want to leave, but we need more gym, and it's been awesome. Thank you so much. They immediately were like, whoa. Like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? I said, well, I need more gym. I need more parking. Mm-hmm. And they were like, they basically just said, look, if you can wait 3 or 4 more months, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the car lot people aren't going to be there. They're going to be leaving, and we were hoping that you would take over the whole building. Yeah. So we were like, what? And I didn't want to move all that fucking equipment, dude. That was going to be, and this was literally 2 years ago. And, so we waited 2 or 3 months, and the car lot people left, and we were like, with all the growth happening in East Austin, especially from like, if you're staring outside of the gym, you can see all sorts of growth happening. New apartments to the right, that big old campus to the right of us, the new apartments that went up down the street off Airport. I mean, so like there was a lot of growth. There was a lot of growth that was going to continue to happen in our area, so we thought it was a safe bet, and we needed it. So we ended up taking over that space, and we gutted it, expanded it. And now we have the whole building. 2 summers ago we did that. And, that's pretty much it. So we didn't have to move, right? So we didn't have to move. And I don't ever want to move. But hopefully that never happens. But at the same time, like, I also don't own that corner, right? Yeah. So, and it's prime real estate. Of course, it probably, so that could happen. But we're already looking into plan Bs. We're looking at probably finding another space to either open another gym or like. But I don't know what the future's gonna hold. I love that corner. It's great. For me personally, things that I would like to do outside of the gym, outside of Lift ATX, I think. I really want to continue to build our, I told you, like, I'm, like, really into fashion and really into, like, clothes and really into just, like, all of that. I want to do a lot more with our brand, with our clothing brand. I want to somehow figure out a way to build it even more and get people a little bit more access to it. We do limited drops all the time, and we sell out, and we get lines out the door just to buy a hoodie and a shirt. Like, and it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I would like to figure out a way to scale that up a little bit more this next year, and to continue to build it and do like different tier level sort of pieces, like the pieces that you can get any day, every day at the gym or online, and then continue to do these very limited edition releases that are like much more higher tier, different price points, but also continue to lean into like the streetwear stuff. I want to do that and now, that the gym is kind of, my GMs are kind of running everything. I can start thinking about these things now, and I can really focus on the other things, the other different revenue streams that we can add to Lift ATX. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, which is awesome because it took a lot of work to get to where we're at today, right? In regards to like having that time, but I'm excited about that. And
when it comes to streetwear and all that, do you have your own designer, or are you gonna be putting that like yourself? How is that gonna work out?
No. It's a good question, and the first couple years it was just me designing stuff, and it was awesome because I saw it as an opportunity to just like literally design shit to match my shoes. It was literally like 100, right? But I was into fashion, I was into design and stuff like that, and then 3 years ago, Christina, shout out Some Bicep, she was very similar to me in regards to things that she liked in fashion, and she's our design director, and she's been designing a lot the last 3 years. She's designed most of our jobs. We collab together on certain things, but she is amazing, and she's got such a good eye for design and for streetwear, and she's got her own style as well. But on top of that, on top of that, the one thing that I want to say in regards to anybody out there, especially if you own a brand or you own merch or your business is on a shirt, I think one thing to consider, or at least how I feel about it, is that I think people are buying the why. They're not just buying a T-shirt on the design. They're buying the mission behind it. They're buying the why, the story, the journey. It's not just a shirt to most of our people that support us. Like they're buying into something bigger than that. It's something more special. It's something that's very East Austin. It's something that's very authentic. It's something that, and they also know that whenever somebody's buying a shirt, like that money gets right back into the gym. Like that allows us to continue to buy machines and fix machines. Like, so it's an investment in itself. We do everything in our power to try to come up with dope ass fucking designs and merch and streetwear and stuff. And like, but at the end of the day, for anybody that has a brand, stories matter. Like a story matters. And like, you're buying the why. You're not just buying just a shirt because it looks cool. I think for us, it's more important than that. And I think that's one of the reasons why we get a lot of support from our merch game. And that's one of the reasons why people will wait in line at 7 a.m. to just buy something, because it's bigger than just a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
the story speaks for
itself.
itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're buying the story. They're buying the story.
And so that's something that brings brand recognition, right? And that tells the story of Lift ATX.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clothing, at the end of the day, like, it's something that is important in our lives.
Yeah.
Because, like, a shirt, you want to buy it from someone that you feel like talks to you.
Yeah, that you can relate to.
Yeah.
That shares similar experiences as you, or probably shares similar experiences as you, that looks like you, that represents something that you want to sort of strive to be or better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it. I mean, we think about that stuff every day. Like, we wake up and we think about, like, okay, what shirt in my closet am I going to wear? What hat am I going to put on my head, right? So there's deeper meanings to the things that we do. And for many, at least, and also for me, like, I get a ton of pride every single day. I wear my shit. I'm my biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wear Lift ATX daily because I'm proud of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and I think people can empathize with that. Like, they're also proud to be part of this community. They're proud of what that shirt says. They're proud to, like, let other people know that, yeah, I fucking go to Lift ATX, and that's really cool. It's really cool.
Do you guys which, like, say this is the one printing company that does a lot of work in town? I can't remember the name of it.
We use, and I'm always going to advocate for them because they do a lot of work. Shout out to Unique Prints. They're local. Shout out to Tori. They do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of gym stuff. And, like, I've known Tori since my coaching and teaching days. He used to do all of our school uniforms and school polos. So, like, I'm always going to advocate for them because it's a relationship. It's not just a vendor. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm not using them just as a fucking vendor.
Yeah.
Like Unique Prints, Tori, like, I've known them forever, and they are awesome. They can create designs. They can print the designs that we create. You know what I mean? So, like, they rarely ever, if any, I don't think they have a minimum on order. Like, they're just awesome. So shout out Unique Prints, and they're local. And I'm always going to spend my money local if I can. Always. Like, if there's a way, if there's somebody that does work locally, I'd rather them get my money. And even more so, members of my gym. Like, there's been many times where I'd be like, yo, I need a plumber, I need a painter, I need a, like, who's out there? Like,
and
I'm a like, dude,
referrals.
Like, if you need to make money, I'm going to keep it
cool.
within the family.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fucking, like, hire some peeps I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, shout out Unique Prints.
That's where I got this hats done with Unique Prints.
So
I was like trying to remember the name. Like, I'm glad you remembered it. Cause, man,
yeah,
I have the name like in
dude,
here.
they do it all. They do a lot of like really cool.
Yeah, and their quality is great.
It's awesome,
Yeah.
and like the choices are endless. Like, they do it all, from stickers to embroidery to hats to socks to, like, we've done everything with them. And, like, we've also gotten to the point where we're like, and this is good. This is part of the growth in regards to merchandise. Like, we're able to now order our own wholesale stuff. Like, if there's a particular brand of hoodie or T-shirt that we really like we'll go to directly to the source, and then we'll just take it to Unique Prints, and they'll just print it out. You know what I mean? Like, or if we have a fucking idea of just like, hey, Tori, I want to do like dog collars or something. He'll like, all right, let me put together some ideas. Like,
and then he
like it's just endless.
ATX
Yeah,
pa'l perro.
yeah, it's just endless, and that's nice. Like, you want to be able to like. The sky's the limit when it comes to that stuff. The sky's the limit.
Nah, that's cool. Yeah, that's one thing that I think this year I'm looking into creating merch, but looking into having a story say something.
Yeah.
So
and it's so important. And like some of the brands that I fuck with now are very much different than different brands that I used to mess with, and it's because of their why, and it's because of the efforts that they put in telling that story. Like, don't get me wrong. If you have a dope design, people can just buy the design because it's dope. But like when you're dealing with I feel like somebody like me, like I want to know more. Like I want to know who started the company. I want to know like the first shirt and why. Like I want to know that stuff because that will resonate and that'll make me become a fan forever, right? So like it's important, man. Like I think spending the time on the why is just as important as your budget, right? Yeah. It's just as important. Like, and you got to be able to articulate it. You got to know it. And now we're getting to another level. Like when you have a team like mine, right? We got to make sure everybody understands the why and really can grasp it, and like we're all on the same page in regards to our mission, right? And then it just gets bigger and bigger than that, So,
and I mean, just doing that, it alone helps on keeping the brand there, but also grow. Sometimes the why might have a variation to it, but the core is like
good
right
point.
there.
No, that's a good point. That also means you've got to be willing to be adjustable and be like you have to adapt. Yeah, you got to be able to adapt to changes and stuff. Like here's a perfect example. Like the original logo that we have, I think it's on the back of this shirt. I think it's that was just like the original logo that I came up with, and like a friend of mine helped me design the logo. It's the one with the two hands. But as the years have gone by, like it seems like that's sort of taken a little bit of a back seat in regards to being the logo. Like we've moved kind of organically from that original logo to just like the Serape colored logo or like the Old English logo. Like that's, so it's interesting. And it brings up the conversations of like, okay, well, at this point, should we even continue using it? Is it part of our brand? But like that's a perfect real life current example of like adaptability, right? You've got to be able to adapt and change, and depending on like where the brand is going and where it's shifting and where it's like, what are you going to be leaning into? Because it's a very old school logo and it's good, but like, I don't know. I feel like maybe our other logos like kind of resonate a little bit more, So like, but you got to be able to adapt to things like that.
And like, why not have more than logo? Like more than one logo, more than one design. Yeah. I think, you already know the name of it. Like you already know it, but now it's just changing. I mean, the bigger companies do it all the time.
All the time.
Why not?
All the time. They're still doing it.
Take that chance.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Going into a little bit of before we close, I had at the beginning of the year, well, actually at the end of last year, I asked people, what is something that you wanted to hear this year? And I got a lot of, from Hispanics especially, I got a lot of talks of, when it comes to money and money management. And actually one of them is from our friend Rico, and he actually gave me 2 questions. The one question that I have here from him is, where did you get to understand and gain where did you understand the financial foundation for you to open up a business?
Well, first and foremost, I think, especially as you get older, and for many other entrepreneurs and business people and business-minded people, I think we need to start taking away the taboo and be able to talk about money. Like, I think it's so important because especially if you came from sort of like a background like mine, single parent home, poor, pretty poor, gang infested neighborhood, but a good kid, a lot of love in the house. I didn't know we were poor until I was older. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea, but we were. Like there was just a lot of love and support. There was a lot of love and support in my house. And as you get older and you get into your career, and then maybe you take that dive and start to become a business owner or want to become a business, it's important for us, especially Latino people, to be able to talk about money, and because it's important, it's everything. How did I get, the question's a little, how did I get an understanding of like how I started the gym? Well, I mean, I can try to answer the question. I saved and sacrificed for 2 years, every little cent that I could, because I knew I wanted to open up the gym. But I also knew at a very early time that I didn't want to owe anybody anything. I didn't want to go to a bank and take out hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't want to live with that pressure of like trying to make that bank loan payment every month. I didn't want to do that. And plus, I'm Latino, man. I don't want to owe anybody anything, man. I don't want to owe anybody anything. So I basically, and how I started the gym was just a lot of saving for years and years and years. And if I'm being even more honest, like I sold a lot of my shoe collection. I sold even, I always had like a classic car. I'm into cars. I'm into classic cars. I still drive a classic car, but at the time, I've always had like a toy truck or like a really cool vintage car or toy truck. And I've had a lot of them, from Impalas to Continentals to old school trucks. But at that time, I also sold, I kind of just sold as much stuff as I can. And I started the gym. I'll tell you the amount that I started with, but it in the fitness industry, this is a very small amount, but I was able to get it started with 50,000 square feet. But at the time, it was only like 2,200 square feet of gym. Yeah. Like I needed 100 members, and I felt like, I got about 70 friends, you know what I mean? Or like, in my head, I'm like, I got like 50 friends I can get memberships, and then the other 50, hopefully they just like it. You know what I'm saying? So it was very small, and 50K goes like this when you're talking about a treadmill that's $3,000. Like, you know what I mean? When you're talking about a Stairmaster that's $4,000, when you're talking about the average cost of any piece of equipment in the gym is $2,000, it goes fast. So nothing was new. Like I got used equipment. And this was during COVID, right? Like when I found like this little package, and like at the time I didn't know any better, but it was shit equipment. It was terrible. Like it was terrible, right? But I didn't know at the time. I just wanted a gym, and this was all I can afford. And we made it work. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's kind of like how the gym started financially. Like, it's just a lot of sacrifice, a lot of saving, a lot of eating in, downgrading cars, debt to income ratios, trying to lower it as much as I can, selling off stuff that I had. Yeah. And like, I mean, that shit hurt. I think I probably, this is a funny story. So at that time, Yeezy was kind of going a little crazy. You're right. Like it was at that time where, and I love Kanye. I loved him. And then he started going a little off the rails. Yeah. And I probably sold like 40, 50 pairs of Yeezys. Jeez. Yeah, and I have homies that are in the resale business of sneakers. So like I was like, yo, I'm getting rid of all of these. Like I don't need them, whatever. So like those are the kind of like physical, actual sacrifices that I made to start the gym, and and we made it happen. But we started small. Like I started super small. I started with like, I didn't stray away from the fact that it was going to be small. It was going to be like nothing new, and the very bare minimum. But I knew that I wanted it to be authentic as fuck. Like I wanted it to be a space that was, and I wanted people to know that this is a Latino brown skin owner. Like I want like this is going to be a different kind of gym, even though it was small. And I think it resonated, and we struck a chord, and we filled a hole in East Austin. And then we were just lucky enough to get enough support where every year we were able to expand and grow and grow and grow. And like, and the way I want things done yesterday. That's just how my mind thinks. Like, and that could be detrimental, but it's also an advantage, right? Like I am a go. So we haven't stopped working and grinding hard for the last 4.5 years, man. Like, and I think that's a good thing. It shows that I'm still very much passionate about the growth of Lift ATX. You know, like I don't like being complacent. I don't like staying in one place at the same time. And I just want the space to be perfect, right? But we're never going to put the cart before the horse. Like any of the growth that we've seen, we're talking about money again. So like any of the growth that we've seen, any of the expansions that we've done, any of the new machines that we get, we're only doing that whenever we literally have the money to do it. Like, and we've always done that. And I think that's a very smart move versus like, again, the story and the how of Lyft ATX is very unique to any. It's going to be a very unique story in regards to like business startup, right? But this is my story, so like I could have easily gone to the bank and take out $500,000 and set up a fucking dope ass gym with all the best equipment but it was bigger than that for me, I think. I think it was like, one, I'd never, like that, talking about it just gives me anxiety like a mug. Like, I'm like, dude, there's no way like that. That's just a lot. And also, like, I wasn't born with money. I don't have no trust fund. I never, like, family never left money to me or anything. So I had to start from the bottom and just, like, really sacrifice and give up a lot of things just to, like, but I took the leap, but I did it with amazing people in my corner, and we did it very smart, and I did it by surrounding myself with really non-yes people and people that were going to keep it real with me and people that I trusted, and we did it smart, and we did something and we fulfilled something that East Austin, I think, needed, and hopefully we're there for the long haul,
That working with people that say no to you helps a lot, a lot. And
dude, especially when you're paying them.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're the boss. Like, I mean, we've all had jobs. I've had plenty of jobs where, like, they were awesome, and then I've had jobs that were fucking terrible. And I've had amazing bosses, and I've had terrible bosses. And I've had amazing mentors, and then I've had people that I would never want to get advice from. So, like, that's so important. I talk about it all the time. Is about yes people. Like, I cannot have yes people around me that just want to tell me what they want to hear, but I also need to be able to provide that safe platform for them to be able to voice their opinion, right? Like, I need to do that, right? And a lot of times in business environments or work environments, like, people can be scared to do that. That's why they're very much, oh yeah, it's a great idea, let's do it. Like,
you're like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, but like my head's always in the clouds, and my head is always like thinking of like, okay, what event can we do next? What big thing can we do next? But I need people to be like, Daniel, that's an awesome idea, but maybe in like 6 months. Like maybe in like 3 months, maybe next year. We're not there yet. This needs to get fixed first. Or like, we need to worry about plumbing first, or we need to worry about so X, Y, and Z, right? Those are all great ideas, but like, no. And I think that's one of the most important things in regards to like business or anything is like, both providing that platform, that open door policy, and people can feel comfortable, like in a very good, like you got to also learn how to communicate. There's all sorts of different things. You can't just be like, nah, you fucking suck. You can't do that.
That comes to like a thin line of it can go like, say, when you have the space and you can actually voice your opinion in a company, and you're doing it out of authenticity. You're not being an asshole about it.
Well, it's relationship based, right? It's relationship based. So like, as long as like relationship based is everything, because then you can feel comfort in like knowing that like, man, I'm gonna give you my opinion. It's gonna be different than yours, but I know you're gonna take it. So like, there's work that needs to be done on both sides, but it goes hand in hand with like, I need people to be real with me. If this is ever gonna succeed, if we're ever gonna do something bigger and that's bigger than all of us, like, we need to have real conversations. We need to have the tough conversations, and we need to be absolutely honest with ourselves, right? And that's another thing that has helped us, be successful. Whatever your definition of success is, right? Like, my definition of success can be totally different than somebody else's.
So another, and actually, you thought about this, or I think I had it in the notes, but so as Hispanics, especially. When we make it, or we get to a place where like, estamos ahí.
Oh, we kind of did something good for ourselves.
You did something good for ourselves, but there's also that that we're also known for taking advantage of people, porque se nos sube, like it gets in our head. Yeah. So that's called chingarnos al otro.
I saw that.
And it's like, how do you like manage to avoid that as you grow? And instead of going that route, going more to like hey, let's all grow together route?
I think it makes me think about just like experience. I think you learn a lot as you get older. I think you learn to take things differently as you get older. I think you tend to you realize how important relationship building is. I think also as in business, I am very confident on who my audience is and who I want to serve, and who you've got to know your customer, you got to know your community, and I'm also real big on supporting those that support you, right? And I think, yeah, it's kind of an interesting question. I think knowing your audience is important, and like staying true to like being authentic is everything. But for me, dude, like just from my background and knowing kind of like how my family came up and how I came up as a kid, and how, single mom raising 3 kids by herself and choosing to be a mom over any sort of happiness in her life, or at least from the outside looking in, right? That's at least what my observation was, like choosing to just take care of her kids versus like her own happiness. Like, it was always like, we'll find a way, mijo, all the time. We'll find a way, right? And so like you talked about being humble, and it's just, I've always been a very humble person, always, because I know that with all of these really special things that have happened with the business, with Lyft, and all of the amazing things that how much growth that we've had, and I know it can end tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it can end tomorrow, and I also am very well aware that none of this could be possible without the amazing staff and team that I have, and like and it goes hand in hand with the community as well. Like the community is amazing. Like what we have, what Lyft ATX did, like it didn't exist before, right? So like, it's very I'm humbled with gratitude every single day, because I know that in an ever-changing Austin climate, especially East Austin, dude, like it can end immediately. Yeah. And you know what? That's okay. And being able to have the attitude of like, it's okay. It's because like, one, I also don't owe anybody anything. I own every single weight, every single plate, every single machine. And if shit hits the fan,
can sell it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I can be like, you know what? We had a really cool thing for like, some years. It was cool. I did it. Like, and I know that I helped out a lot of people in whatever way that I could, and I served my community well, and I'm always gonna have that humble attitude. And again, I also want to go back to like how important it is to build relationships within your community and to lean on those relationships. And like, over the last 4.5 years that we've been open, we've been able to develop and meet so many people within our community that are gonna fight for us, that are gonna support us, and that's very, very important for us. It's very, very important to like continue to build your relationships, and you don't have to be a business owner to do this, but network. Don't be afraid to network and meet people, because those people are the ones that are gonna probably support you in the end. Yeah. I hope I answered that question. It was kind of a...
No, you did. You
know what I mean?
think you talked like...
It's a very unique question.
It's a very unique question, but also when you talked about like your mom saying that, hey, we'll figure it out, mijo. Yeah, like that, I think like that's where that comes from the experience you've had in the past.
Dude, it's funny because like I remember the conversation being like a junior in high school. I remember this. And I was a good kid, top 10. Top 10%, smart kid, love school. I love school. It was awesome. I was an athlete, the whole deal. Like, and it was great. Like I had a lot of fun in school and I liked it. And I just thought this is crazy. And I thought that college just happens. Like that's just the next step and naturally happens. And then I remember my mom telling me, and I remember having the conversation at the dining table. We were talking about college. Oh, I can't wait to go to college. I'm looking forward to going. And she was like, mijo, like I don't know how, we don't have money to send you to college, like straight up. And I know, and like I remember that conversation. And she was just then like, you're going to have to like, scholarships and fill out, like, we don't have savings or anything. I was like, oh, that, and I was like, holy shit, I thought it just happened. Like, you know what I mean? But I remember that, and like, but the house was always filled with love. I'm going to say that again. Like, I didn't know that we struggled. I didn't know that WIC was just a thing. Like, that's what, it was just normal, man. I was never hungry. God, thank God. I always had clothes on my back, and my house was always filled with love. And even more important, like my family, my mom, my grandma, my great-grandma, my grandpa, my aunt and uncle that all lived with us, like, they were always at every single baseball game. I don't know how the fuck they did it. Like, you think back, like, I don't know how they did it. But like, and I think that's what it was so important for me as a teacher when I was coaching. It would always like shock me and amaze me during baseball season or football season or whatever I was coaching at the time, and there was just a lot of my athletes who just had none of that.
Yeah. And
it was very, I don't know if the word is eye-opening, but it was just like, wow. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, where the fuck are y'all's parents, But but I think that those are the things that have driven me to sort of always be able to like build community within itself, right? And always, I think people just want to belong to something. I say it all the time. I mean, people just want to be able to belong to something cool and belong to a group. And I think they can find that at Lift ATX. And many of them have found that at Lift ATX, whether you're part of the run club, part of a group of people that just works out together, likes to hang out on the weekends, or part of the powerlifting group, bodybuilding group, you're part of the staff or the trainers or just an everyday goer that goes because it's a fun time and you can actually be your 100% authentic self. And I think that's what makes it special. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's always been important to me to like build those kind of spaces. And I think I'm doing it and I love it. You know what I mean?
No, that's cool, man. No, I think having a sense of belonging somewhere helps. Because it helps build character, because then you're going to know and understand why you want to belong in there. And, it could be run club, wood club, whatever you want to do. But just having that mindset of belonging somewhere. And then having your space open to that helps, because you never know what the other person is going through when they're alone.
You never know.
Like when they're dealing with their own demons in their house, you never know. Someone who wants to go hang out at the gym just to hang out.
Just to hang out for hours, just to be around people.
Yeah.
Or to come to the Thanksgiving, potluck, or to come to the yearly pachanga, or to come to the concert, or to come to the car show, or you know what I mean? Like, those are all opportunities for people to belong and meet new people. And it's probably terrifying at the beginning to like, but it's going to happen if you're consistent enough and you go to the gym consistent enough. Someone's going to say hi to you and someone's going to want to talk to you. And you know what I'm saying? I'm serious. It's true. And like, it's a beautiful thing to see. And I think a lot of people take pride in it. And I think it's very therapeutic, and it's good for the mental health to be able to go to a place that not only that that you can be yourself, but you're going to know somebody there. Like, that's a really awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling to know that, okay, I get to spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours at this space with my homies. Like, that's a really cool feeling. And a lot of people don't have that. And especially, I think about this stuff all the time, especially if they're like a student or a transport from somewhere else. Like, I moved here solo at 18, right? And I just needed to find my group, like, because and they're out there. They're out there. And it's cool to that Lift ATX can be one of those places where you can find your group, like you can find a circle of friends or acquaintances or lifting partners or whatever that are going to, one, ultimately become friends, and two, even better, hold you accountable for like your health and your lifestyle, which is what eventually happens,
Yeah. I think like you said, like, hey, have a good time, but also be serious when it comes to doing something.
Yeah, there's a time and a place to grind. Don't get it twisted. Like, we all work hard in the gym, and like, I still train every day, but when I'm done training, like, okay, let's make it fun. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do the reels.
Yes, let's make it fun. Let's make what we do fun.
Yeah, and before we close, what are the events that you guys are gonna have, or Are you going to be part of a panel in the future? What's something that the audience would know?
What do we got coming up? We're having a Dry January event on the 28th. It's a pop-up with a couple of local organizations. Man, I don't want to pull out my phone. But it's on Saturday. That's going to be really cool. It's going to be at the gym. We're just supporting Dry January for the new year. Most of our energy is also going to go towards our Concha Classic, which is our yearly powerlifting meet, Dos Conchas. It's happening on 420 weekend. It's actually Saturday, 419. That's our powerlifting meet, and that's always fun because we get like mariachis and DJs and vendors, and it's a powerlifting meet. And it's a lot, that's a great event. And registration for that opens up for you athletes out there that are watching, that are powerlifters. Registration opens up February 1st. Two other things that come to mind that we're going to be doing within the next couple months. We're going to be doing it we're pet friendly, right? We love having our gym doggos around at the gym, and I've been wanting to do this forever, and it's finally going to happen. But we're going to be tugging at y'all's heartstrings, y'all. We're going to be doing an Adopt a Dog event at the gym. Yeah. Nice. We're going to be doing that with a local organization here in the next month or two. Make sure to follow us for all that content. And lastly, which I'm very excited about, and this is also tying into supporting a nonprofit organization, but Lift ATX is currently in talks. You're kind of getting the exclusive right now because nobody really knows this, and even some of our staff and trainers don't even know this. But it's pretty exciting because we are currently in talks of Lift ATX to do a collab with a local beer nonprofit, and we're gonna have our own beer and possibly our own seltzer, and all proceeds are gonna go to a nonprofit. We're in the talks right now,
and y'all know we like to drink here.
Yeah. So it's
that's
gonna be fun.
like expect that we're gonna for sure be looking at when, where, how, and who,
and we're gonna definitely be leaning into the flavors that us as Latinos, Hispanic, Mexican Americans love. So we're gonna be leaning heavily into those flavors.
Okay.
We got more information coming out. We just started the collab meetings last week. Shout out to Marvis. We're gonna make it happen, and that's gonna be really fun. Outside of that, there'll probably be another car show coming up in the next few months. That's about it, man. But make sure to follow all of our socials if you're not following them already. That's where you're gonna get all the most updated stuff. We got a merch drop on Saturday. We're finally gonna be doing some more joggers and hoodies, all the fun warm stuff. But follow us on IG. I believe it's lift.atx, Facebook, all of that stuff. We even got a TikTok. We even got like YouTube, and we got vlogs out there. If anybody's curious as to the story of how Lift ATX got started, go to our YouTube. Everything's been documented since we opened up, and just check out all of those videos. We love you guys so much. Thank you for the support always, and thank you, Rich, man. This has been awesome. I'm glad you brought me back, man.
Hey, I'm glad you came in. And, it was like there's just so many things that happens, right? And then seeing it, of course, keeping in contact, but also seeing the flourish of your business and you as a person. It's and you being a panelist in a couple of events.
Yeah.
Speaking to young people, that's
we
amazing.
talking to schools. We talking to schools, especially career days. Yeah, that's my jam, though, man. I love being able to talk to younger kids because stories matter, and it's important for them to see somebody that looks like them. You know what I mean? And that's really fun. I get a lot of joy. It feels like I'm back in the classroom. So
because I feel like it's not like we made it, but we gotten to have a different life experience because we've probably seen someone in the past that had been in a different place better than where we were. So that I was seeing, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a kid down the road one day that's going to do something amazing because of what Hinojosa did.
No, but dude,
that'd be
do
badass.
Better.
Do better.
Right? Do better.
And then remember, invest and Lift ATX.
Invest your money. Diversify.
Diversify. Man, I think. Do you already have a date for the next pachanga?
The next pachanga, the next party. Well, our pachangas, we're always going to have our yearly big pachanga, which is always going to be on our anniversary date around September 1st.
Okay.
So that September 1st is when our big pachanga. This year it's going to be even bigger. We're going to be getting live music and like it's going to be fun. Like that, our pachanga, that always happens around our anniversary. But our next social, I believe, is going to be, we're trying to do another like salsa night, like a salsa night with the new album, the new Bad Bunny album, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we even wanted to do like a salsa night. Yeah. So like that's going to happen. But I remember I talked briefly about the beer and the seltzer collab that we're hoping to do. That's going to be directly tied into an event at the gym, which is going to be fun. So like that'll be our next thing, but we haven't put it. That's TBD. Like so, but it's probably going to all happen within the next 2 or 3 months. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah.
But man, Daniel.
Man, thank you.
For coming in, man.
Thank you. This is
it's
a pleasure
amazing.
of mine.
Coming here, and I hope we do another round.
We
soon.
need to. We need to go catch a game together.
Dude.
We need to go. Dude, you're in there, bro.
Yeah.
You're in there. You're on the field and shit, dude. I see you. You're crazy.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you to Austin for allowing us to cover the team as a media outlet.
It's dope.
It's cool because that one gives you that, besides being and having the access, also gives you like verifies that you're doing something.
Yeah, dude. I think it's dope, man.
Yeah, and looking forward to growing on that. Not just doing it here, but doing it in other places too. Concerts as well. Expanding to different genres of music, not just Latino based. Like, there's bands that so every year or every month we look at the list of available venues that you can get credentials. I pick bands that I don't even know that I've never heard of. So I'm expanding to like whatever it is. I have no idea. So that's gonna be pretty dope.
Shooting live music's gotta be fun and a challenge all at the same time because lighting's always different at those venues. So lighting, it can be a challenge but fun, like beautiful pictures. It's so raw. Yeah. So like shooting bands is so raw and like it's so different than I'm sure sports. It's so different.
Yeah, because so in sports you get the whole game, right?
Yeah.
But in concerts you only get the first 3 songs.
Oh, really?
And then that's it.
Damn.
So you got to be on your toes.
But it's also like so much really cool action movements.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a crazy ass band like with an amazing like lead. It can be fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you're gonna get like pictures that you're like, wow. Thinking like going back and be like, wow, I was able to create that. And I think that's the beauty of it. And that also goes with like, that whenever somebody needs a photographer, then that helps. And like, he's awesome. Actually it's real. Like, he's
dude. Like Los. Shout out Los. I didn't say his name one time during the podcast, but Los is our media director. Anything that you see on Instagram is him, and he's amazing and he's talented, and like he literally is telling the story of our gym, and it's something that you can easily not take for granted, but just forget. Yeah. But like it's really cool when I think about like shit, wherever I'm gonna be at in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'm always gonna be able to look back at these stories and these beautiful photos and these beautiful videos, and like that's really cool when I'm like an old man
laughing at your own jokes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like and like it's just cool to live in a time where it's like it's so quick to document and to be able to do that and store forever. Like it's fucking cool. It's really cool.
It's badass, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out Lift ATX. And if you guys need something, reach out to the
dude. Yeah, reach out to me, man. I'm easy to find.
He's very. I'm telling you, like he is always down.
Yeah, I'm always
so down. And I know like if anybody has creating something and wants Daniel to come, dude. He'll come and bring the vibes. Like,
reach out, man. I love it. I love being able to meet new people and talk. Obviously, I can talk my ass off.
I'm cool with that. That's what the podcast is for. So, well, thank you guys. Se cuidan, se portan bien, and arriba el América. That's the best team in Mexico and the world.
There you go.
Ever.